Okay guys, we're down here at the sugar house. This is a project that we've been working on. Not sure how the video is going to look or what it's going to look like when it's finally uploaded, but this is what got dropped off yesterday. This is our lumber pile that got dropped off yesterday. The 2x6 treated 2x6s on the bottom are going to be put together, bolted together for to make posts. And I thought we ordered 2x6s untreated, but we got 2x4s untreated for doing the bracing and things like that. Some of them are gonna, then we're hopefully gonna reuse them after we get the bracing all done. Reusing for purlins on the roof. So that's the project for today and for quite a while. We're just gonna be working on it whenever we can. We got a good window for weather. It's a little breezy right now. I think it's like 55 degrees. Got my hat on just to keep warm. Got dressed in layers. Did a bunch of digging through the week, just a little bit here and there. Come home after school, go out and dig a little bit till supper time or when in between other things. And we're just kind of getting things leveled up, getting things moved, getting ready to move things. We're going to be moving the shed, moving the tanks, getting everything out of the way. Got a lot of posts to put in, and we're going to, everything's kind of in the way to do that. So first thing we're going to do is finish the digging, get it kind of level. I'm not sure if we're going to go get the skid steer. Probably going to go get the skid steer and have that down here so we can move the dirt with it. I think that works a lot better. And we'll get that kind of level, get it how we want it, and then we're going to move the shed a little bit out of the way. I've got an idea. I had an idea last night. I was laying in bed, and I was like, man, that shed, because the shed is on skids, it moves really well one way, but it doesn't move very well the other way. And I'm like, boy, if we could just, so I'm going to put some pieces in there and make it so it's got a frame like a rectangle underneath it. And if you got long enough poles, you'll be able to pull it, pull it kind of like the Egyptians did on poles, pull it and get it to roll, either horizontal or vertical, whichever way you want to think about it. But that'll work pretty good, I think. And then we'll get to move them. I was saying, boy, we could get some poles and we could move the big tanks that way. That'd be great too. So that'll make that a lot easier. The problem that I'm having with the building that I want to do is I'm trying to figure out the pitch. I don't want it to be like huge, but I do want to have enough room in there that you can work in there. I'd kind of like the shed to kind of blend in when we're all done. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off or not, but that's kind of a goal, just to have it blend in, finish the shed with some barn board and batten, and just kind of have it blend into the building. That would be the goal. Whether or not, that's done or not, that's kind of like the end of the project thing. Getting the shed set and getting it so we can use it, getting the new tank into it, and having the vacuum and the new vacuum put into it and all that ready to go is priority one. Having the shed look nice is kind of like an after thing. But the weather, looks incredibly good. It's like 50, 55 for the next 3 days. We got today, Saturday, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday off from school to do what we can do. It's going to be 75 again in the middle of the week coming up, and it looks like next weekend is about the same as this weekend, 55, 60, with not a whole lot of rain in the forecast, which is fine. We get all the digging done and get the posts in before the ground freezes, and we don't have to mess with rain to do that, I will be totally happy. We're going to be throwing out hopefully 3 cameras today. Right now I'm using the DJI Action 4 camera with the mic 2, and I've got the Bluetooth remote on my arm, if you've seen that. So this is they call it the GPS remote. And I have another Action 4 and my Action 5. So we're going to try to do 3 cameras, just kind of try to play around a little bit. Now, the Action 5 has the longer lasting battery, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to throw it up and do time lapse for the first time ever. So I'm going to try that. If it doesn't work, then you're not going to see it. But if it works, then you'll probably see that, because the battery's supposed to be able to last about 3 hours. So if that's the case, we'll throw that up. We'll try to do like a time lapse. You don't want to see everything that I do, just basically the highlights. And we'll do some of these kind of videos as we go through it. You know, is it going to be one video, two? It's probably going to be multiple videos put together. Today's kind of like the beginning of the next step. So I'm going to grab the camera just real quick. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to show you what we got, and then we're going to stop it and set it up for the next step. So there's a little bit of digging there. You can see that. So I came down a couple days after school and did this digging. One day, maybe, you know, half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour total. Did that much digging. The piles right in front of me are about where we need to go out. We need to come out about 8 to 10 feet from the big tank and have it relatively level. Then I'd like to have a nice graded ramp up from there. That way, you know, you're going to be able to get tanks in there if you want to put more tanks in or move the shed or whatever. Just a nice, kind of like the nice angle that the tractor's sitting at. That's actually kind of what I want. And whatever we can do to kind of avoid the water. Here at the corner of the sugar house, we're probably going to build that up with some railroad ties or something, and make it landing, you know, make some kind of a landing, put some steps there. That's the goal. Might make a nice loading dock. I'm not sure what you would load or unload there, but it's a possibility. So that's what we've got. We're going to set the cameras up differently and get started. I might go get the skid steer first. But that's what we got, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna put this together, and it's probably gonna be multiple videos. So I hope you like it. Just kind of highlighting the progress that's going on to get ready for the 2025 season. We don't get this stuff done. There's a lot of wind. We'll see how this works too. We don't get this stuff done, there's no 2025 season. I mean, it's just like that. As simple as that. Got a lot to do. Right now we have a lot of time to get it done, so that we're not under a time crunch yet, but it's coming. You know, the cold weather is going to come, and that's going to shut us down. So we'll be back in just a minute or two. Okay guys, so this is a little highlight of the video. So this is what I do. So I was going to buy a laser level or whatever. I thought, I've done it this way before and it works out pretty good. So this is how I'm going to just kind of get my level. So I really don't care if I have a low spot. Looks like it's going to be low right here. I don't really care. This is where the skid steer's been coming in, turning. I might have scratched it a little bit too far with the backhoe, whatever. I really don't care about low spot. We just don't want any high spots. We're going to fill this all in with gravel eventually when we're done. So a little bit more gravel is fine with me. Obviously, if you're going to, if you weren't going to have a roof on it, you're going to have, water going there. We're going to have, the roof is actually going to be out past here a little ways anyway, so I'm not too concerned with that. I just kind of want to get an idea, am I level? Basically, if I'm level at 16 feet, then I know that I can take my level, reset it, and go back and see what we have. So it looks like it's a little off, but pretty close. I mean, it's not too bad, I don't think. So it's level. It's actually sitting almost perfectly level right there. So that's awesome. And it's a little bit of a high spot. I would say a little bit of a high spot right there. So actually what I would like to do is scratch this out just a little bit right there and bring that back. So it looks like we might go up a little bit. Looks like it's going to be obviously a low spot here. It looks like it's going to go up a little bit back there, but that's pretty good that I can do that. And then it looks like, out towards the skid steer, which is where the camera's sitting, it rises up a little bit, which is okay. So I mean, this is pretty close. This is looking pretty good. So what I should do is come in here and just kind of scratch out just a little bit more. So I mean, it's good there. Low spot, like I said, I'd rather have it be a little bit low than high, just because we're going to fill it all in gravel, leveled up. I can't do anything about the high spots. You got to get them all out. But that technique, so this video is going to be put together with the other ones. We got the time lapse going as well, video earlier. So it's amazing how you can do, even with my backhoe. It's a little backhoe, it's not real all that big, but it's amazing how easy you can level. Once you get a point, you just kind of keep going from there, and you just get used to how far down your hoe goes, and you actually can do quite a bit of leveling. I had a guy that did some excavating for me with an excavator, and he leveled with the bucket. He was very good at leveling with the bucket, doing the same technique that I'm doing now. He had a big reach, and he could have done this from probably almost without even moving. Whereas, I'm moving, and it works really well for me to have the skid steer here to just move the dirt. I mean, that's fast. Just the backhoe, to move the backhoe a little bit at a time, and it seems to work pretty well. So we're just going to set that right there. I guess I'm going to get a 12-footer and see side to side, see how it looks side to side real quick. So my building, my addition here, or whatever building, I guess it's actually going to be a whole new building, but it's only going to be about 10 feet from where this big tank is. So I'm just going to move this one just a little bit, which probably won't hurt it at all. I mean, I'm really surprised how well that leveled. Which it doesn't want to sit now. Right on the rock. Imagine that. It's right on the rock. So it's the bubbles within the lines. So then we'll set this one up and going this way. Just kind of want to get an idea. Looks like it's probably a little bit high towards the skid steer, but it doesn't look too bad. Low spot right in here. This level's really not all that great as far as seeing where the bubble is. So yeah, it's actually yeah, it's close. It's probably looks like it's within an inch or so right there actually. So a little bit it's a little bit deceiving with your eye a little bit. But I guess if you step back here, it does look pretty good. Get this pile out of here. I'm kind of thinking that, you know, right where the skid steer is take this right off, and this will be like a driveway. Right in there's going to be I think we're going to do the door right here. There's going to be a door right here. Or I say door, but opening. And what I was thinking about was doing a 12-foot 2x10s for your header and having the posts be at 12-foot centers right here. And then there'll be another post right here and right out there in the corner, and that would be the one that would hopefully line up with the existing sugar house, and then that would tie it all in together. Because we're hoping the sugar house on that side at least is going to help support this building. So that looks actually pretty good. So that's 12 feet, so 10 feet is probably even better. So I think we're going to take this and make it come back level, and level this out about a 10 or 12 foot wide swath right here, maybe a little bit wider, and that would be the driveway. So like if I get another tank, boy, it would be really nice if I ever get another tank to have a rollback come down here, turn over there, back up here, and push it in there. We are going to move these tanks. Hopefully we'll get that all on video. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. I've got a couple ideas how we're going to move them. So I'm going to take the 12 footer, and it looks like it's level back to the corner, towards the corner going back towards the shed there looks pretty level. So we're going to do that, and just to see, it looks like it's high towards this tractor. So we'll see how this looks. Set this right here, and we're going to try to set this about where the other one is. You know, it could be a little bit of a difference, just a rock. You know, you set it on there and it's got a rock, so that one's sitting up, and there's a goober right there. So we're gonna fill under this end just a little bit to get it so it's pretty close to level with that one. That's what I want to do. And it looks like it's running fairly close. Level got set out, left outside a few too many times. Let's see, where's the bubble at? It's running. Running a little high up here, probably about 2 inches up in here. So that's okay. So what we're going to do next, tomorrow, we're going to stop for today, tomorrow. So this is all good right here. This looks like this is good. Back to here, this area looks relatively good. You know, if you gravel, I mean, some of it, I'd like to have, you know, I don't know, probably 3-4 inches of gravel everywhere would probably be what you want. So what we'll do tomorrow is we'll bring in the backhoe back in this way, and we'll scratch this out, and we'll try to get the end good, and then we'll work our way this way now that we got most of it out. The only hard part about that is that not sure if there's room to come in with the skid steer too or not, but We'll see. I might knock that off and make that a ramp first. I might just go a little farther. Maybe my idea of having a ramp is not quite exactly what I want. I'm just going to measure from the shed's probably about a foot different than the tank. So we're just going to measure out and see what we got. I mean, probably, there's 12. It's about 14 feet right here. So we'll probably go another, I'd say that would make it so I could have my entrance be a little bigger. Maybe I'll go another 4 feet towards the, I don't know if you can even see me. Take this part back there and go another 4 feet or so back, maybe even like 6 feet. That would get me room where I could come in here and I could dig by the shed and I could put the dirt over there and the skid steer could drive in that side. And then it also gives you, more of a more room. I don't know what you call it. More of a barrier for water. So if water was to come down, gives you more room to direct the water around the shed that way. So that's probably a pretty good idea. Might have a little help tomorrow for a little bit. So, I mean, this is looking really good. And when we get that done, we get it how it's gonna be, as far as being pretty close to being level. Low spots are acceptable, high spots are not. We will move the shed and move the tanks, and then we'll work on the construction that we have to do behind us, and then we will get that done. Then we will gravel where the tanks and everything are currently sitting, put the tanks and everything back. The shed actually is going to come out. We're actually going to move the shed out here, which is where it was. It used to be right here somewhere, but higher. We're going to move that back out where it was, and then we'll gravel under it first. We'll get it moved out here, and then we'll just gravel in everything all the way out. But before we do all this over here with gravel, we're going to dig our holes and get our posts going. I was going to just drill them with the auger. I'm probably just going to dig them with a backhoe, which is another reason to take a little farther, get just a little bit more room, so you can do that. And then it'll mess this up when I come in to get the dirt out from digging the hole, And then it'll give you more room. It'll give me more room on all sides of the posts where we're going to put them. Of course, there's not going to be any up there, but there's going to be 2 or 3 right here. So that's what we've got for today. We're going to, tie this all in. It's going to be kind of a tied-in video. I guess we're going to make this video 1 of the next part. Got the time lapse going. I'm not sure how good that worked. Got the video earlier where we showed the lumber and everything. Kind of curious to see the time lapse. So this is the highlight, and we'll be back with another video that we do tomorrow. We do have the video with 3 cameras we're going, but the time lapse camera actually was set on the wrong settings and only recorded, I think it was 2 minutes. But now I've got it going, so it's going to go it can go up to 2 hours on what it's on. But we do have the other 2 videos, and of course we'll put the digging together and highlight them and put some music in the background so you have to listen to the backhoe and the skid steer and everything. But I'm real happy with the progress. I got behind today. I came down, I started this morning, didn't come back down till this afternoon. About 2 hours worth of work this afternoon. So I'm pretty happy with the progress. It's dry. It makes the skid steer drive way better. I mean, if it's muddy, it's not fun to drive the skid steer at all. And I'm real happy with the progress. So check back in with us for an update on the Suagrhouse Project, and we look forward to seeing you again. Please like and subscribe to the video. Leave a comment down below, and stay tuned for more from Triple D Farms, Triple D Maple, and Triple D Cabins. Thanks for watching.